You good, Ed? You good? Oh man. All right. Remove that. That's fine. Okay. Back to the studio. Oh, but we are live. Perfect. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Big Guilty Cigar Podcast. You already know where I'm at. You see the boxes, so you guys know where I'm at. Today, I am joined by Rob from Sticks at the Shore. You know, I just want to thank Rob first of all for buying the hat, rocking the hat, and also connecting and being willing to come on the show.
Heck
You
yeah, I'm
know,
always available. I love doing this stuff.
yeah,
Love
yeah.
doing it.
I seen your channel. You do a lot of reviews. I seen that you had that you actually have that box of the the group project from I think it's Padron and Fuente.
Yep, I did that probably when was it? Last month, I think. I was invited by one of my local shops in Bayville to come to his shop, and he's like, "Yeah, you know what? We'll get online, we'll smoke it, we'll do a review on it." It was a cigar.
Mm,
Was it $175 cigar?
of course not.
Debatable.
Of course not. But you know what? Like it's something. It's something that you could say. Oh, I have it. It's
Oh
kind of
yeah,
one of those Johnson measuring things.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Yo, what are you looking at? You don't see I'm on live? You must want to get hurt or something, man.
Yeah, they made that motherfucking Negro,
Oh, you about to meet him in a second.
especially a Democrat
Oh,
government cheese eating motherfucker.
oh, wow. Okay.
Geez,
Mm-hmm.
Sanj, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
Who's on?
Rob from Sticks at the Shore.
I'm sorry.
Rob from Sticks at the Shore.
Uh,
Yeah.
Tell Sanj he keeps ducking my Insta messages to come on my show.
my man, correction. This motherfucker don't duck nobody. The only thing is, I never look at my messages on Instagram.
Oh,
My thing is, if somebody needs to get in touch with me, there's always a shop number. I get
see, I didn't know
hundreds of
that.
messages on Instagram. I never look at it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and your boy
Well,
Hugo's on.
You go, you fucking pinche puto. Then Mexican, I can't wait for you to fucking get the fuck out. We throw you out of this country January 1st, motherfucker.
we hope. We're crossing fingers.
You go. Don't worry about it. I'll send you fucking $3.82 a month over there. That should be sufficient. All right, enjoy, guys. I gotta work. See, these
Thanks,
Republicans
Sanj.
are working. See,
Yeah, that's what we do.
unlike you.
You'll get fucked up in a second.
Man, fuck you. You know.
Yo, what's going on, Apostle? How you doing, man? Yeah, 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 Hugo. Yeah. So, the way I like to start it off, So, what's your like the saying, you know, every villain has an origin story.
Hmm.
What's the origin story of cigars?
For me, oh geez. All right, so I became a Mason 5 years ago, and they would always have get-togethers, and
Yeah.
everybody drinks bourbon, everybody smokes cigars, and I was like, you know what? Uh, I was like, let's try these cigars things, and it just so happens
Mm-hmm.
that one of my good friends now, his name is Fawad. He actually owns Hiram and Solomon cigars,
Oh
which is
wow.
the
Okay.
the the Freemason cigar brand,
Yeah.
and he
That's a
was
good
like,
cigar.
yeah. So I just
That's what I
like I started
said.
I started actually with Hiram and Solomon
Okay.
cigars. So Hiram and Solomon, the
Oh,
EA
hold on.
was my
Sorry. Can you
first
give me my
cigar.
soda right there?
Hey, you
Cool.
gonna do something?
I'm doing a lot. Yeah. Sorry about that. No, but
Nah, you're good.
but that brand. I actually like their cigars.
Yeah, they're
I
really solid.
actually love the blue one, the blue band.
Yep. That's the EA. That's
Yeah,
the like a Connecticut shade wrapper.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, like So do you know Ronnie from Great Pipes and Cigars?
Yeah.
Ronnie's good people. Ronnie
Mm-hmm.
and his cousins,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they're good, great people, man. But
Yes.
it's one of those things where it's like, like, all right, I see a bells. Let me give it a try,
Yeah.
and then from there you just fall in love, and then from there you become addicted.
Yeah. Well,
Like
for
I
me,
always
it
say with cigars, you become addicted. Oh, come
yeah.
on in.
Oh, absolutely. No,
You become.
it was interesting because um I started with Hiram and Solomon, and I started with a couple cigars here and there, just not every day. And then I was like, you know what? I was like, it's interesting. I love it, and it's an easy way to relax. So
Yeah.
I decided to start delving into other brands, other products, and I taught my palate how to start like
No.
distinguishing flavor
Yeah.
profiles.
Yeah.
Um, so it became easier for me to kind of like taste cigars,
Yeah.
and not just smoke the cigars, but actually taste the flavors and learn how to pick flavors out. And so I was like, you know what? I said, I'm gonna give this a go. So
Yeah.
from there, I just decided to start smoking more cigars. And I was like, yeah, this is freaking cool. And from there, it was just like
Oh,
when you
Rob
said I
from
became addicted, it was like I went from probably one single humidor of like less than 20 cigars, not knowing a
mm.
single thing about cigars. And right now, if I showed you my disgustingly large cigar collection, it's at this point probably over 600 sticks at this point.
Yeah, yeah. And it's crazy because you smoke 10, you buy 20. You know,
Exactly.
it's like it's that's
That's
the
what gets me in
downfall.
trouble with my wife. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
all
gets
the
me in trouble with
time.
my wife
She's like,
all the time.
don't you have enough? No, I need more.
Nope,
You're
never.
like never. Oh, come on, you want to make the show a lot prettier. Like,
Ella,
listen,
How you guys doing?
all right. She said, "How you doing, Rob?"
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
good.
good. Yeah. So like the one, like the crazy. How many scars do you have at your house, Joe?
Wow. So I know Sanj doesn't believe in humidors, but I have three of them at home.
Okay.
Yeah,
And they're packed
yeah,
to the gills. And then I have some Tupperwares on the side.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then I
yeah.
have a big,
Tupperwares are like crack for me right now.
Yeah.
I
and
think
I
I
have a
have
big plate. So
one big humidor that holds 300 to 400 sticks, and then I have like 3 or 4 Tupperdoors and some wooden humidors. Like I said, in all at this point, I think my last count was like 630, 640 sticks.
Wow. That's the average.
yeah.
Like when you get into it, you just and then of course you have your favorites, and then you have the ones that when you first
Hmm.
started out smoking, you're like, okay, I'll try this. Then you're like, oh, then you're like, no, I can't smoke these no more. So they
Yeah.
just end up sitting there, you
Yeah, well,
know.
I mean, it's like it's good. So it's funny because I've learned. Uh, I quickly moved from Connecticut to Maduros. So
Yep.
I started out with the really easy Connecticut shade stuff. So I smoked a lot of, Romeo y Julieta, Monte
Yeah.
Cristo, um, the Hyde Park, stuff like that. And then at that point, at a certain point, it was like, yeah, I want some flavor. I want some more
Uh-huh.
flavor. So then I started getting in Maduros, and now like I love stuff like Mexican San Andreas, Pennsylvania broadleaf,
Yep.
Connecticut broadleaf, Brazilian Matafina, like everything that's got like sweetness and a little pepperiness to it.
Yep. But I see you over there rocking the Cavalier and you're smoking Cavalier.
Yeah, so this is the Cavalier B2 Viso Jalapa. I love this thing. It's a great medium cigar. Plus, Cavalier will always hold a special place in my heart because uh, Sebastian Decope, the owner of Cavalier, was my first guest on my channel. Was the
That's
first
amazing.
first
Nice.
first guy to give me a shot with
Yeah.
an interview with a owner blender, and it took off from there. So
You know, it,
Cavalier will always be special to me.
it's one of those things where like Hector was one of like when I had Sticks and Fire in my old channel.
Yeah,
You know, you know, like it. I was surprised that people were willing to come on. Now
yeah,
it's a little. Now I'm having a little bit more trouble getting brand owners on. But before, like I would always be like the second that they would be like in the Zoom call, I'm like, oh my god, they're actually here. You
oh
know,
yeah,
like like
yeah,
like it's crazy. Like I remember when I had Pedro on from Drew
hmm
Estate, I was like, I told my boy at the time, like yo, Pedro's here. He's like, what? I'm like, yo, like it's going down. So
yeah,
like, that podcast happened and that was off the chain. And then, like, and honestly, like like at first we were doing just like other reviews and other reviewers. Like one of my first guests that I had on, and now
yeah.
he's a great friend of mine, is Martino Maya.
Okay,
You know, Martin, I reached out to him, he said, come on. And then from there, I was able to get Kevin from Cigar Prop. And then from there, after that, I was able to get guest after guest after guest after guest.
yeah.
And I was just like, wow. But on this channel, my first actual interview was Luis Cuevas from Cuevas Cigars.
I
Now,
have had Alec and Luis Cuevas on my
you know,
show. I haven't cut it up and edited it yet, but they
they
are
are they are
amazing. Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Like, so Alex, so every single time I'm around Luis, Alex is never around. So I never met
Yeah.
Alex yet. And
Okay.
I remember I went to Miami, and Lewis actually had me and my cigar group at his house. He cooked, had 50 million cigars for us. So we were there smoking Casa Cuevas all day.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where you just do the cigar industry, you just meet so many great
Oh,
people.
absolutely. And it's funny that you have that story about Luis because my wife and I were going to. So back up, I interviewed Alec and Luis. They were both on, and had a blast. I was supposed to sit down with them for 30 minutes. We ended up spending like an hour and 15 minutes, just shooting the breeze and talking about Casa Cuevas. And then
Yeah,
uh, what happened was at the end, he's just like, "Hey, listen," I told him, I was like, "I'm coming to Miami in May of next year." My wife and I were going on a cruise, and we're going down 2 days early to Miami because we've never been to Miami before.
yeah,
So we're getting an Airbnb in Little Havana, and
night.
Alec and Luis were like, "Yeah, come over the house. We'll cook you
Oh my
dinner,
god, yeah.
and we'll hang
Amazing.
out, and then we'll take you out on the town, and we'll show you around like a local does, not like
Yeah.
not like you're a tourist."
Yeah, like it was off. Like we sat there, played dominoes all night. It was so fire. It
What's
was
up?
so fire.
What's up,
Seriously.
Smoking Noble?
Yeah,
Greetings,
That's how
brother.
it is,
Greetings,
right?
brother.
In the
yeah,
cigar industry, it's like, it's not just about the cigars, the camaraderie.
exactly.
Oh, absolutely. I totally
Mm-hmm.
100% agree with it. Like I've met some of the coolest freaking people doing this.
Mm-hmm.
One of my good friends right now, we just constantly talk probably every single day is me and John Hoover from Crown Heads. And
John is
just like,
John was on my show. John is amazing. I love John.
yeah,
John is
absolutely
really good.
just a fantastic person. Just one of the most generous, kind people
Uh
and
huh.
just super down to earth. Just like
Mm-hmm.
not like doesn't have like an inflated ego or,
Yeah, he's
he's
so
like
grounded.
just
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
good salt of the earth guy who
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
creates really good cigars.
Yeah.
And
You know,
yeah.
and it's one of those things where you meet these people and you're like, man, he's super down to earth. Like,
Oh yeah.
and on my podcast, I really
if I get a brand owner on, I really don't talk tobacco at all. We talk about them, the person, because like after a while they get into a script and they start talking, it's like, oh well, like I'll just go through my usual routine, and it's like,
Yeah.
all right, like let's get out of there, like
Yeah.
let's talk more about what you do in your free time, what you enjoy doing, like so this way you feel like you're talking to a friend and you're not just talking, because the brand is going to promote itself by you
Of
being the
course.
face, and then
Yeah.
you really want people to fall in love with the person, because then you're able to get a fan of the
Yeah.
brand.
Well, I'll tell
So
you, when you had your like fanboy moment, I just had my first fanboy moment of being like a cigar YouTuber. I was able to get Ricky Rodriguez on the show,
nice,
and one of the most fantastic people. Again, another person I was scheduling a half an hour for. We ended up talking for like an hour and a half,
yeah,
and just an absolutely fantastic brand owner, and he loves being the face of the company.
yeah,
So, I mean, he's just so personable, just super knowledgeable. Um, Sent me a couple of sticks of stuff that hasn't even been released yet. It's coming out
that's
next month.
fine.
The Circle of Life, uh, their project with EP Carrillo, and he's
Wow,
like, you know what? He's like, smoke these, uh, text me back and tell me what you think of them. And it's like I said, that was my fanboy moment because Ricky Rodriguez for me had to have been at this point one of like my top three interviews that
yeah,
I've wanted to reach out to and actually get
yeah.
on the channel.
Like that's like it's crazy because I'm with Sanj every day,
Yeah.
and you really don't realize how big he is in the industry until
Oh, absolutely.
like because for me he's a Sanj, to me he's
Yeah.
Sanj. That's my boy, that's my friend,
Yeah.
you know and then it's different when you go out with him and everybody's like, oh, like it was mind
Oh, it's
blowing when
Sanj. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and everybody comes by and they're like, like he knows everybody. He knows
Yeah.
everybody. He's been through, you name it, just like the who's who of the industry. So it's like it's one of those things where
But he still remains humble,
very, yeah,
He still
very,
Of
remains
course. Yeah.
true to who he
yeah,
is, and
exactly.
he's so
Doesn't
genuine. So it's like
Yes.
it's everyone gravitates towards him because of
Mm-hmm.
all of that. And you know what? It
Yeah.
just it's like even if his cigars were shit, people would just love him. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
he's that
Person.
person. But
Yeah.
his cigars are all amazing,
Yeah.
so that's even
Exactly.
more.
This is a plus. It's a plus.
I mean, I remember the first time Sanjay cigars. It was the RS Industry Killer Maduro,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it blew my mind. It was a fantastic, fantastic cigar. And
Oh, Rob, you're going in and out, Rob. Well, we're going through a little technical. I don't know if it's on my side or on his side, but Rob froze for a second. But Rob was talking about the first time he smoked the RS-88 Maduro. There we go.
are we there? Can we
You're
hear?
back.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Sorry. It's a really weird. So I keep forgetting every time I do these interviews, I have to turn my Wi-Fi off because I feel like I sit like right on the outside range of my Wi-Fi of my
Yeah.
house. As you can see, my house is back that way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like right on the edge, I just get a choppy connection. So I forgot to turn it off. That was my fault.
It's okay. That's
But
all
yeah,
right.
so I was talking about the first time I smoked Sanja cigar was an RS-88 Maduro, the industry
Mm-hmm.
killer, and was literally blown away by how freaking amazing you can make and I don't want to say budget cigar by any means,
Yeah,
but
because it is.
because it doesn't taste like a budget cigar. It doesn't smoke like a budget cigar. I'm like, you know what? Eff it. It's not a budget cigar. It's just a cigar at a good freaking price point, and
That's the
it's
biggest thing. The price point.
absolutely fantastic. Now,
That's
for
the
me,
biggest.
it's harder to get up there. Like I said, uh, I can't wait to get to Sanjay's shop. Like I said,
Yeah.
he unfortunately is a ride for me
Oh,
because I'm all the way down in Ocean County. I believe for him, yeah, Rob got that Inno Wi-Fi.
yeah.
But yeah, so at some point I'm gonna come up and see Sanj in the shop, and I'm like looking forward to it. I'm like, I gotta get my ducks in a row and get up to Bloomfield.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, make
You
sure you
do.
give him a heads
But
up,
and,
man.
yeah, and give me a heads up so I make sure I'm here. I'm here that day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It'll be
Yeah.
during the week because my days off are Tuesday and Wednesday. It's easier for me to travel
Yeah.
that
All
way.
right. That works. That works.
Wednesday is the live. Maybe
Yeah.
you can be a part of the live.
Yeah. Exactly. You come. You come. You come and be.
Spend the whole day and
And
be a part of the
you be South Jersey Sanj.
live.
There you go, South Jersey Sanj. My skin's not dark enough for that.
I'm gonna let you go. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Thanks for chatting.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, and fuck you, Peter. I seen your comment earlier. Right. This right here is a C plus podcast. All right. Like,
C+.
give it
It's at
fucking
least a
good.
B minus. It's a B
Exactly.
minus.
Exactly. So I'm smoking the silver, and Rob
How
is
is the
smoking the
silver?
Cavalier.
Yeah.
Silver's amazing. It's
Yeah,
really.
I'm smoking a B2 Viso Jalapa from Cavalier tonight.
Yeah, like I like having. You know what? I love the Lancero that they have. The Maduro Lancero off the chain. To me, it's a certified chocolate bar.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. I haven't been able to find their new limited edition stick for this year yet, but
we have it up here.
Yeah,
Everybody.
you guys have everything from what from what I understand.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
know what? Sanj has an amazing collection. So
yeah. Well, I'm just waiting. Talk about collections. I'm waiting to pull the trigger on one of those basement packs because all I do is keep hearing about it, and it's killing me.
Yeah, so he has one that I smoked during the live, and I call it butter because that's exactly what it tastes like.
Yeah,
It tastes like butter.
Yeah,
like it's insane.
And it's amazing that Sanj has kept these sticks for so long, only because I know with me, I'm an impatient guy. I am not a patient guy by any sense of the means, and being able to age sticks for 20 plus years is not me. I mean, at this point, I have sticks enough to last me a couple years, so some of them are going to get age on it.
Well, I think the one benefit is when you own a shop, you're able to, you're able to test out everything. And we're talking about stuff when it's first coming in, and you try it out.
Yeah.
If you think it's something good, you're able to go, all right, you know what? I'll take one box and put it downstairs. And
of course, yeah.
It makes the collection. So, that's one major benefit, because one thing is, like, we're not going to save a whole box of cigars. We may save 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
But we're not going to be able to save a whole box.
Yeah.
Yo, Tip Top, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, guys? What's up, Tip Top?
It's one of those things where, having that accessibility, and then also just knowing, all right, this cigar is going to be really good. Going and just being here, I'm able to learn so much just about the industry, and and also just picking Sanjay's brain every day about cigars all the time.
Yeah.
Like, and just knowing, like he'll go, all right, he'll go, did you eat? I'm like, yeah, I ate like an hour ago. He goes, all right, your palate's clean, you ain't smoked nothing today, right? Nope. He'll go, all right, smoke this.
Yeah.
And then he'll go and he'll test my palate out to see what I taste.
Yeah.
So,
and that's awesome. That's a cool thing to have somebody available to you that is, super knowledgeable about cigars. And that's, I do I call myself a cigar nerd only because I do a ton of reading
Yeah.
and I try to talk to as many people as I can.
Mhm. Well, cigars are one of those things where you never stop learning.
Oh yeah, well,
You
there's
know,
always new
you
stuff coming out. Yeah.
there's always new stuff coming out. There's always, and it's especially somebody that's a brand owner itself, or
Mhm.
even if you're growing tobacco.
Yeah.
Because there's always new agriculture that you can learn, different ways of keeping your soil fresh, and
Mhm.
there's always new stuff and new ways to grow, to roll. There's always new stuff, new technology coming out, and you just never stop learning. Yo,
Yeah.
Skinny Money, my man. Skinny. That's my guy right there. Yeah, you already know. You already
What's up?
know.
What's up, Skinny?
Yeah, like you know. Here we go. Here we go.
What's
Listen,
up,
all right.
Mike?
Yeah, I'm not. You know what, Mike? I'm not gonna answer your comment. All right. Yep.
Yeah, so
Okay.
but it's funny because my journey's been pretty cool as of this point. Being able to talk to brand owners, I think, is one of
Yeah,
the coolest things,
it really is.
and it's amazing. You know, setting up shots and being able to talk to these guys, and I have so much canned stuff right now, like that I haven't even released yet, that I'm
Yeah,
still waiting to like cut up. Like
yeah,
I've already talked to the cigar clowns that I haven't released yet.
yeah,
I talked to uh, Stallone. Uh, I talked to Barrios. I've talked to him. Amazing,
yeah,
amazing, amazing cigars. The Cuevases I didn't
yeah,
even release yet. Josh and Sin Coburn.
yeah,
Um, there's a lot of canned stuff, but
yeah.
life gets in the way. Smooches, smooches, and but it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun ride. I don't
You
make
know,
any money off of this,
yeah.
obviously.
That's the thing, and it's all about passion. And
Exactly.
that's another thing too. Is like I feel like if I got sponsors for the show, it'll be like I feel like I don't want to ever have to feel like I'm pushing a brand.
Of
You
course,
know,
yeah.
because I talk about every brand that I smoke. So
Mhm.
and one critique that I always get is one critique that I always get from Sanjay. He goes, "You don't have enough knowledge to critique any brand." And I go, "All right." So when I'm on
Mhm.
lives, I really try hard not to badmouth any brands, critique any brands, and
Yeah.
I try to stay pretty neutral. The only one that I ever bashed, and it's worth getting fucking yelled at for this one. That mother that motherfucking Perdomo 10-year champagne can kick rocks, but I do love a whole lot of other Perdomo sticks, except for
It's
that fucking
funny.
10-year champagne.
It's funny that you say that because do you know how many times I've heard people's first cigar is the 10-year
Yeah,
champagne cigar by
yeah,
Perdomo? I don't
yeah,
know why. It's just
yeah.
it's
Oh my
always
god.
there. Everybody always has it.
But everybody's had it at least one time.
Yeah.
And yo, B, what's going on? 914 always in the motherfucking house. You know the vibes already. You know the you know. Yeah, you know what? It's not Skinny, it's not a critique. That's just one cigar that I don't care for. But there's other shit that I can have every fucking day from Perdomo. Like the
Oh yeah.
12-year barrel age is one of my go-tos. I love that fucking cigar. I got a cigar
I
anytime.
love I love all their Maduros are amazing.
Yeah,
I'm their
yeah,
10-year Maduro, their 20-year
yeah,
Maduro, their 30-year
yeah.
Maduro is fantastic. Their Lot 23, their sun grown is
Yeah.
really good.
The only thing, so I cannot have their sun grown because it gives me it gives me acid reflux.
All right.
Yeah. you know, Skinny. I'm trying hard not to do the sports talk because everybody was because you talk
Well,
about
I'm gonna
sports too
say
much.
this. Well, fuck Pat Mahomes. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Fuck Pat Mahomes. Fuck the Eagles.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no, no,
I
no,
seen you.
no, no,
I
no, no,
seen you. I
no,
seen you.
no,
I seen
no,
you.
no, no. Fuck the Eagles. We're not gonna
I
talk about
seen you.
that.
I seen you.
I'm
Don't
Philly
worry.
through and through.
Don't worry. You'll see,
Except for the Devils. Phillies and Eagles.
like like don't worry. We'll see you guys in November.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. I like for me, I love conversation. I love talking to
Mm-hmm.
people. I love meeting people. I love just being able to pick their brain when it comes to certain stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like just going back to I don't know what it is about because there's certain cigars that give me really bad acid reflux. So I can't smoke the new inch from EPC.
Okay.
I maybe throw up the 10 year anything sun grown from Prodermo makes me throw up.
Interesting. Could be
Yeah,
the fermentation.
yeah,
Usually,
but yeah, it gives me really bad acid reflux.
I've
And Peter,
only and I and I.
I'm not gonna wash my mouth. You know why? Because you guys do fucking snowballs at fucking Santa Claus. That's why. I don't want to hit shit
He
from no
was
Eagle
being
fan.
a jerk. He
Yeah,
deserved
okay,
it.
yeah, okay. Oh, you must got a lot of fucking coal for Christmas, didn't
He was probably half drunk too,
you?
knowing Philly.
Yeah, like
That's the stadium where they have to escort people who
into a
root for the
jail.
opposite team out of the stadium.
You know what the funny shit about it is, like you guys have a jail downstairs, which is hilarious.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
In all your stadiums.
Philly all day.
Yeah.
What can I say? Life is good. We just beat the Saints. We just clinched the NL East in baseball.
Well, you know, up here I'm a Yankee fan, so I'm
Oosh.
like we're
Down with the evil empire.
never.
Yeah.
Like it's funny because the Yankees they never won their championships off of spending money. They always had a homegrown team, and now all of a sudden they want to
A
go back.
homegrown team? Is that what you call throwing hundreds of millions of dollars
Oh,
at
wait,
players?
hold on.
Is a homegrown team? That
Bernie
sounds like
Williams.
buying your championship rings.
No,
That's what that sounds like.
Bernie Williams, Yankee farm system. Jeter, Posada. We trade. Well, we traded for Paul O'Neill. A lot of those guys. We didn't spend money for those guys. We didn't start spending money to the mid 2000s.
Yeah, that's when it got hard. You had to buy your teams at that point.
Yeah. Well, the Marlins didn't.
No, the Marlins were an amazing team that year. It was absolutely fantastic. Nobody who thought,
The name. See here y'all go. Here y'all go. I can name
See,
five.
look at that. See, he knows. He knows.
Yeah, listen. Oh, I'm sorry. He spent money on Reggie back in the 70s. But Bernie Williams, Yankee farm system. Fucking Posada farm system. Pettit farm system. El Duque. We did. And name five All-Stars that the Yankees drafted. Let's see. That's easy. Judge, Jeter, like I said, Posada, fucking let's see. Oh, Robinson Cano. Robinson Cano came from the farm system.
See,
Fucking
he's got Google up right now. See,
no, Alfonso Soriano. Soriano came from the farm system. Mo came from the farm system. Yeah, listen, all right, like listen, and also to nobody likes A-Rod. A-Rod's a cornball. To this day, A-Rod's still a cornball. Did you ever Did you ever see that documentary about A-Rod called Screwball?
no.
It's oh my god, it's a really good documentary, and it just shows how much of a like he would stare in the mirror. He would stare in the mirror at himself for an hour with his shirt off, like just looking at himself, just like see if he has any fat on him.
Crazy.
Yeah, you know. That's great, Skinny. That's great. Yo, listen, whatever farm system that comes from is shit. That came from the fucking Milwaukee Brewers fucking farm system.
Hell, you can't knock the Milwaukee Brewers this year now because they're
Hey,
right there.
you know what? But think about this. Like, for the longest time, fucking Houston was losing like 100 games for like 3 years straight.
Yeah.
And
And then they
got
cheated. And then they cheated and got better.
well, yeah, they cheated and got better, but they were saying that they wasn't making any money. And they were like, no, you guys made X amount. You know, they were saying, oh, well, we can't spend money on players, this and that. And we go, what are you talking like? And now all of a sudden they have a fucking bomb squad, and actually they didn't buy anybody. Everybody came from their farm system. But
Yeah.
I will say it's something. Their pitching coach is the best pitching coach in baseball. I don't care what nobody says. The second you put on that fucking uniform, all of a sudden you're a Cy Young pitcher.
Well, if you take a look at how important pitching is, a lot of the times, if you look like what happened to Spencer Strider this year, the Atlanta Braves lose their 25-30 game winner, and they're below the Mets right now in the NL East.
Well, apparently, Chris Sale's about to win the Cy Young.
Yeah.
But how crazy is that? And they said his career was dead. Yeah. Yeah. You know. All right. Let's have a look. I always like to do this. And you know. All right. And I want you, and these are just your opinions. Let's go with one of my favorite players of all time. If Roy Halladay was a cigar, what kind of cigar would he be?
If Roy Halladay was a cigar?
If he was a cigar, what kind of cigar would that man be?
I would say an Eye of the Shark Don Carlos.
Because it never goes wrong. Smokes good every time.
Mm-hmm.
You know for a fact he's gonna be fucking lights out.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro Martinez.
Pedro. Oh, geez. A Gurkha.
No way. Really?
Any Gurkha.
No, come on. Pedro was the fucking man.
He was for a couple years.
Listen, he gave you guys a few good years.
Like 2. There are some brands that I refuse to smoke still.
Oh, listen. You know what? It's so weird because of the fact of like, back in the day, Gurkha, was a great brand back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. Unfortunately, now their quality control is leaves a lot to be desired.
But it makes you wonder if they hear the criticism. But they're making so much money from the bullshit that they sell.
Of course.
Look at me. That they probably just don't care.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating because they have the money to go up and be one of the best.
Absolutely.
They have the money to be one of the best brands, and it's crazy because their boxes are amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes like their PCA last year, the one that they came out with last year, it was like $300 for like 30 sticks, but the box itself was like, fuck, this box is so cool that I'll spend the money just for the fucking box.
Yeah.
So it's really one of those things where it's like, shit, how like can you put that into your cigars? Because then you'll be a fucking bang bang. then
Yeah.
you'll be really fucking dominant.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't know. For some reason, it's just there are just some brands that just don't, for me, have good flavor profiles. And I'm not saying they're bad companies. Now, don't get me wrong. I will never call companies bad. They're just
Yeah,
not for me.
for me,
Like
exactly.
for like, I just don't like the profiles. Like I'll name off the top of my head, like Gurkha. I just don't like the smoke. Uh, anything Rocky Patel. I don't smoke just because I don't like the flavor profiles at
Oh,
all.
you mean the real Patel?
And then and then Camacho just
Yeah. Well,
man.
you know, the one thing about Camacho is that they sold, and then
Oh
now
yeah.
they're with Davidoff, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like, they don't care anymore.
Like,
You
and
know,
it's funny when you start looking at the the way people offshoot, and it's a small community because people
yeah,
who used to work for other people now working for other companies.
uh,
Like prime example, uh, I used to love back in the day uh, the original Liga Nines from Drew Estate.
yep.
Used to love the original Liga Nines. And do you know why the Liga Nines originally were so good? Because Steve Saka was blending them when he was
Well,
working for Drew Estate.
it was him and Nick.
It was Steve and Nick. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So Nick now has. By the way, let me say foundation right off the bat. I have never
yeah,
had a single bad foundation stick.
yeah.
Everything that foundation makes is fucking fire. I love foundation. And like Steve and Nick, and Steve is putting out bangers all the time too. And he took the original Liga 9 blend and put it in his I believe it's the Sakakon now.
Wow.
And it's a fantastic cigar.
Yeah.
Now, if you smoke the new Liga 9s from Drew Estate, they're okay. They're not terrible sticks, but nothing beats like that original blend. It just is
I think
missing
the one thing
something.
is with Jewish, it's such a massive company, and they
Yeah.
produce so much shit that it's more of a we have to get it out, instead of just letting it wait. Like
Yeah.
in my opinion, I think it's more of a they don't want to let it age
Yeah.
anymore. It's like, all right, it's not all right. It reaches 90 days. Let's get it out.
Mhm.
Where
I think also Drew Estate also I believe moved from hand rolling. I believe they're machine rolling now too.
really, wow, that's
I
crazy.
th- from what I've heard.
Wow, that's a shame. That's a real shame for me.
And
Because
it sucks because they make a lot of good sticks. Like one
yeah,
of my favorite, like quote unquote budget sticks. I love the El Brujito, and
mm,
it's a great broadleaf cigar, and it's all machine. I think now.
I, like I think another brand that's like that also too is what's the name of that fucking company? Villiger.
I've never, you know what? And I'll tell you this right now. I can't speak on that because I've never actually had Villiger before.
Because like they have, and it's crazy because they have a lot of facings, and
Yeah,
they're really, like, from what I hear, the good stuff that they have is really really good.
yeah,
And then of course they have like their catalog stuff, which
yeah.
is like what is not good. So you know it's re- it's it's really one of those things where you know like we wish that every company kept the same you know kept the same kind of passion and love that
Standards, exactly. And I
that
think
these
what
other
happens
companies
is,
do.
I think what happens is, they just start putting so many sticks out that they just lose the ability to have, like, you can't have 700 rollers rolling, 10 million sticks a year.
Yeah.
I mean, at what point do you lose that?
Well,
I
yeah,
disagree.
you know, I think, well, not all, in my opinion, I don't think all their stuff is machine. I think
I don't think all their stuff is, but I
yeah,
think a
their
lot of their
catalog stuff is
lines
big.
are I think a lot of their lines are.
You know, which is sad. So, and like like one brand that I started smoking a lot of was Luciano. And like when I first started smoking it, it was all right, but then it seems like their stuff is getting better, and I'm enjoying.
Never had Luciano. I actually
Really?
with Luciano, I was just at the Cigar Social down in Atlantic City,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna talk to you about that.
yeah, and one of the cigars that was uh, part of the bag was a Luciano stick. So I'm looking forward to it. There's a bunch of different brands that I have not tried that I got sticks from.
So, yeah, like so I seen you there with I seen you post a picture with Michael Hersatz and
Michael Herklotz
yeah,
and Brendan.
yeah. Who else was there down at the shore at the event?
The event was I believe there was like 15 to 20 different brands.
Nice.
Unfortunately, because this week was Intertobac as well, a lot of the big brand owners were in Dortmund, Germany.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so a lot of the people that were doing the event in Atlantic City were a lot of like local reps and brand managers, and which is not a bad thing because
Yeah.
the brand managers and the reps are boots on the ground.
Exactly.
They talk to the people. They know what sells. They know what goes fast. But I'll tell you, the brand owners that were there, Jennifer Cortez was there from Cortez Cigars.
Amazing.
And that was cool because she's another, shout out to Cortez Cigars. What's up, guys? And I love Cortez because they're made in New Jersey. And, and for the first time ever, um, they're coming out with the first cigar ever fully produced in New Jersey
Wow.
later next year.
That's
It's
pretty
called.
cool.
They're calling it the Garden State Project.
Nice.
And I was talking to her about it, and they're growing all their tobacco in New Jersey. The entire cigar is made in New Jersey, and it's going to be the first time in history that a cigar was entirely produced in New Jersey. The blend is undisclosed right now, but from what I understood from what Jennifer said, it's going to be ready probably like February, March. It was originally supposed to be ready for like October, November, but I believe they pushed it back. Another brand owner that I saw there, who I had a blast talking with, again, was Michael Herklotz for Ferry Ortega. Absolutely cool guys. The cigars are amazing. He just gave
Yeah.
me one of the Sumas, the Ferry Ortega
Nice.
Suma, and it was fantastically blended. Nice, dark, sweet cigar. And then who was the other brand owner that was there? The name is escaping me right now, but it'll come back to me when Neil from Jake Wyatt Cigars was there as well.
Okay.
And so it was cool to talk to Neil, a brand that I actually have never gotten into before. So I was able to put FaceTime in with brand owners, giving them my information, being like, hey, I'm a New Jersey kid. I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you guys talk on the show. And just being able to, connect with people. And then like some of my favorite, I know a lot of the brand managers, and a lot of the local reps, like Mo was there for Tatuaje.
Yeah.
Steve
Most here all the time.
Yeah, Steve was there from My Father. Jason was here doing Foundry. Who else? Rami Daco was there for West Tampa.
All right.
So a lot of the local guys, showed up as well. And I thought that was kind of cool because these are the guys I like to talk to because they know a lot about, their brands. And
Exactly.
it's always amazing. And, they go out of their way to talk to you, just to kind of say, hey, this is my cigar. This is what we're about. This is what we do.
which is amazing in itself. You know,
Yeah.
so Mike says that Drew Estate issue isn't the quality of the rollers itself; it's them using sub-pour tobacco now, and they're bunch rolling a bunch of their blends.
And like I said, that could be. Like I said, I've never, you know, I always thought it was a machine thing, but if they're hand rolling and their ratios are off, it could absolutely be that.
You know, I think one thing too is especially with a brand like Drew Estate, like it might get to a point where a lot of these brands might price themselves out.
Well, I think
You know,
everything's just getting more expensive now too.
exactly.
You
And
look you look even 5, 10 years ago, cigars that were $10, $15 are now $20, $25.
mhm,
Yeah, skinny money, I'm telling you. Cortez is fantastic.
yeah,
Absolutely fantastic cigar shop. They took a little Victorian house. I believe it's in Middletown, and they turned it into a cigar lounge on the bottom floor, and they have 2 levels of smoking rooms with like meeting rooms with TVs and stuff. So if you want to have meetings there, you can smoke and have meetings and all kinds of
how
stuff. They have a roller on the first floor, I believe, 5 days a week.
you doing, Tom?
Um, and so Cortez has come up with some fantastic stuff. The first cigar that had New Jersey tobacco in it from Cortez was called I believe it's La Prensa, and that
Mm,
has a type of tobacco from New Jersey in it, but only one type. But like I said, their Garden State project, which is going to be coming out next year, is like I said, going to be the first is going to be the first one to actually have all tobacco from the state of New Jersey grown in it.
that should be fire. That should be a fire project. You know, like the one thing is, you know, I always like to talk to blenders
Mm-hmm.
because just the fact of the mindset of being able to know putting that together and saying, okay, this is gonna taste like this, and
Yeah.
that's why I like talking to Hector so much.
Oh yeah.
You know,
These guys are mad scientists.
and
Like
they
some of
they
them
really
are
are.
just amazing. Like a couple of my favorites. I really love Eladio Diaz.
Mhm.
Eladio Diaz is a really good blender. I love a lot of the stuff that he comes up with. Um, the guy who uh, the guy who rolls for Aladino, Julio Iaroa,
Yeah.
is another guy I really love the blend for. Tony Barrios, who does Stallone cigars, is the owner and blender. And I just had his new stick, who he did with the Cigar Clowns, which is
Yeah,
the rodeo clown, what, a
yeah,
Sumatra wrapper. Oh my god, so good.
that's amazing. That's fire. You know, so when I go and have like everything that comes into the shop, I try at least one time.
Yeah, and
So
that's
I
good.
try, yeah. I try so many different brands, so many different, and sometimes like if something's good, I revisit it because
Yeah,
sometimes somebody come in and they'll ask, like, "How is the cigar?" And I'll give like a general kind of
yeah.
breakdown of it, you know.
Well, they
So
always say in order to really evaluate a cigar, you're supposed to smoke it at least twice.
twice, yeah, so like especially like when the new stuff comes in, and sometimes and
Yeah,
when you're in the shop and somebody comes in and they go, oh well, and they always say like, oh, what's new? How is it? And I'm like, okay, well, this one right here we just got in, it's good. Give it a try. If you don't,
yeah.
like, and I always say like, like when you come back in, let me know what you think.
What are some of your favorite brands? What do you like?
Oh,
When you don't want to
man.
think about it, and you're just like that this cigar
Oh,
is gonna hit,
so
and when you just don't want to think about it, what do you grab for?
uh, like I like Crown Head.
Okay,
You know,
that's another one of my favorite
like
companies.
the I could like it's the La Pestia, whatever it's called, but I call it the pastry because yeah,
La
yeah, yeah,
Patissier.
yeah, La
Yeah,
Pestia. I call it the pastry.
yeah.
that's one of my go-tos. Every time I have it, I'm like, this is straight money. I've been, I can always go to Havana Sea Tabernacle. One of my
Okay.
go-to,
The
especially
Foundry.
especially in the Lancero,
Yeah.
money. And I like, one that I started smoking more of is the ATL, the I think it's the Goodwise.
Hmm.
I've been smoking more of that one. That one is from Luciano.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again,
So
I'm looking forward to trying Luciano just because I've
and
never had anything from Luciano,
yeah,
and
and also
my locals don't carry it.
and then of course like Illusione.
Another brand I've never had.
Oh my god, you don't know what you're missing, man.
Yeah, like I
Illusione
said, I
is
have. There's stuff that I want to try from
yeah,
Illusione. Just I can't really find places that carry
yeah.
Illusione near me.
Don't worry, when you come up here, you'll get some Illusione when you come up here.
All right, I gotta warm my credit card up when I go there
Oh
because
yeah,
I can.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm sure I've seen Sanjay's website and I'm blown away by how much
Oh,
stock he
don't
has.
you'll
And
be
you're just gonna
yeah.
back a pallet up to the back of my truck and just drop it in the bed, just drive away.
Yeah, you like the industry killer Habano. Hopefully, I'm hoping maybe a month or two from now we'll get those. Maybe sooner we'll get those back in. But
Yeah,
but we have those in the FFK size,
yeah.
which the Habano FFK is fire.
I
So
don't want to make myself look terrible on the channel, but you know, I've kind of stuck to the industry killers, so I still
yeah,
have I've haven't tried the reds, haven't tried
yeah,
the silvers,
that's okay.
there's so much stuff like
Yeah,
the
it's
the the Antra I heard was,
yeah,
people were raving about
yeah,
Antra, and people are raving about charisma and like
yeah,
all this stuff. I have to come up and just get stuff because
yeah.
I
No,
don't, because unless I order it online, and I'm a guy, Crown Heads has one of their big pushes is supporting your local tobacconist
exactly. Yep.
and going and buying from brick and mortars, because
Mm-hmm.
online killers is what kills shops.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I would hate to order, Sanjay's stuff off a website unless it's his own website,
Yeah.
and let him, have him miss out. But I have to, I need to try just the whole line.
Like speaking, Skinny Money says about the injury killer, but Skinny Money, I just want to say thank you. Like Skinny Money sent me a box of Ferrier Tagos of the
That's a nice gift. That's a
oh my
really
god,
nice gift.
man. I tell you this, man. That was it's an amazing smoke. It
I
really
love
is.
Ferrioteo. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just one of my new ones that just popped up on my radar. Like
Yeah, like
one of my go-tos is I really like probably about 95% of the profile of Tatuaje now.
yeah.
Like that's another one.
That's one brand that I'll only like a few, but the few that I
Okay.
like, I really enjoy. Like
And the thing with Tatuaje is they have such an immense line. That's the pro.
yes,
They have so many cigars in their portfolio.
mm-hmm, yeah, like especially like if I'm at work, like my work cigar for them is the animal crackers
Okay.
because it's
That's
short.
a really big full cigar.
Yeah, like it's because and I get it in the little the,
Oh, the little nail, the
the
little
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
cigarillo.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so those are perfect for if I have a half an hour break. It's good to go. Like I
Another, yeah,
and
another
then
new brand that I've been that I find their little cigarillos, their new ones they just came out with, is Black Label, the coffin nails.
mm, I haven't tried those yet.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah,
Yeah, like
find yourself a box.
like the Like those, like I like those, and then Illusione has like their little their their little cigarillos that we have here, and those right there, really knock too.
Mm.
Oh, so Mike has a comment for you.
If I don't think that Tatuaje Reserva was ass in the last third, you lying. I mean, I like their Reserva broadleaf stuff. I mean, it can get real harsh at the end. And I find that happens sometimes with certain Tatuaje blends. They have some really interesting spice profiles sometimes because a lot of the stuff, like, they have spice profiles all across the board, from like mild spice all the way up to like melt your face off spice.
Yeah,
And that broadleaf can get a little rough sometimes.
What brand gets like Warp gets like that.
Warped has some stuff. Same thing with, for me, like, I'm not a big spice profile guy. So I like medium spice, but I won't go like ultra spicy. And for me, a brand that I find like that doesn't have bad cigars, but just has a really spicy profile most of the time, is Espinosa.
I was gonna bring that. Yeah, I was gonna bring up
Espinosa for me. Everything from Eric Espinosa has a really high end spice profile, and that,
Yep.
for me, it's just not enjoyable for me.
Mm. I actually like the 601 Maduro. For
Yeah.
me, a go-to. Love that cigar.
And it seems to be one of everybody's favorites.
Yeah, like that. The Escurio, it's always hit or miss. It's either really good or it's really bad. But when it's really, really good, it is money. That's like one of my favorite Escurio cigars.
Yeah.
When I get a good one.
Yeah. It's interesting. One of my favorite things to do, being able to do what I do, is discover new brands.
Yep.
That, I'm like, there's hundreds upon thousands of brands. Like, I'll just, be surfing on Instagram and I'll come across like new brands. Like the other day, I reached out to a brand called Matilda, and Matilda's makes some fantastic cigars. I was like, I had their Oscuro is good. One of their Connecticut's, the Serena, is absolutely amazing, and so I reached out. That's how I found Blackbird. That's how it's amazing.
Yeah, I had a few Blackbirds that I enjoyed. Like the like Blackbird, and the like I really like Blackworks.
Okay.
Yeah,
for me, it's I love Blackworks and Black Label Trading Company.
Yeah.
And the thing about Blackworks is, I was talking to Levi, who's the rep for the local Black Label Trading Company rep, and I was just recently at a blending event up at Shrewsbury, the Leaf Cigar Emporium in Shrewsbury. And Levi was there doing a blending event where they took the NBK, which is, a really nice Habano Robusto that they have, and they broke it down into the three individual types of leaves, and they made little like puritos from them.
Yeah.
So like you got to smoke the purito from like the Esteli, the Esteli Lajero, there was Seco Ometepe, and there was Jalapa in there as well. And so you smoke these three little like puritos, they call them, and then you would smoke the MBK, and you would learn like where the spiciness comes from, where the earthiness comes from, where the sweetness comes from. It's actually really interesting. And he was talking about Blackworks, about how Blackworks focuses more on like the smaller vitolas. You'll never find he he said you will never find a Blackwork Studios cigar over a Robusto size because they just don't make them, because they are more of like an artistic brand. They're like the more artistic branch of Black Label Trading Company. So they do smaller Vitolas, the Coronas, the Corona Gordos, the Robustos, things of that nature.
Yeah. Hey, gun lover, man. Listen, Angel's not here, so I can't give you the gun salute. All I can give you is the pop, 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 pop. You know, that's all I can give you, gun lover. But you know, like, I guess it's so it. I remember I was talking to Sokka, and Sokka always says that, you know, every year, you know, like he gave a crazy amount of brands that go out of business every year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he says most companies are, you know, 3 months away from having, you know, from going bankrupt.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really one of those things where it's great because for us we don't think about it that way. And then you know you have to fight for your shelf space.
Yeah.
Because
And I mean, it's funny because one of the common threads that I hear, you know, interviewing people, they're like, if you like having money, don't open a cigar company.
at all. Well, you
That's
know what?
because
It's money, it's time. You know, it's one of those things where you know. I remember when Carlito was here, and he was talking about you know because you know when you're face of the brand, you have to use events, and you're
yeah,
missing a lot of time from your family.
yeah,
You know, it's a sacrifice to where you know like this is a handshake business.
mm,
You know, I think one thing that you know Sans really benefits from is everything is ran from here.
yeah,
You know, like he doesn't have to go from shop to shop to shop. He doesn't have to go to New Mexico to promote his brand because
yeah,
you know he's only in 50 shops. So
yeah,
he's not trying to get into every shop.
mm,
So he doesn't have to go and make that pitch. To where if you're a brand owner, you have to do events and make sure that your product is selling to make sure that your product is able to get shelf space.
yeah,
You know, and that's one thing that you know I really learned in you know just being around different brands and just understanding that you know like your reps have to go up and check and just make sure your inventory is full. You know, luckily here we have great reps that are always here.
yeah,
You know, and you know there's hardly you know on certain brands because they'll be back order on everything.
yeah,
So you know and so that's the only time that we'll really be low on stuff. But when it comes to you know, but that's a good problem to have
of course, yeah,
because you know because it also at the same time it creates demand and
yeah,
you know and you know it's really like right now like we're out of the Browns back
yeah,
and when people come in they're like oh we don't have it but they keep coming in oh, did it come in yet did it come in yet did it come in
yeah,
yet
yeah.
you know
And I was
but
just going to mention that one of the things that Saka posted was a really long post about how he would rather be out of a cigar than try to turn up manufacturing and
yeah
lose the quality of
exactly
the cigar. And he's like, I'm not making it any faster and I'm not making any more of them. I'm going at my speed because I don't want production quality to suffer.
yeah exactly sorry we got we're actually watching a real team right now you know stay he just missed a home run by this much
Ugh,
6 inches yeah but you know like you know it's one of those things where you know you really want to go and be able to understand that your product is moving because
yeah,
the one thing you don't want is just be sitting on somebody's shelf and when you're sitting on somebody's shelf they're like, oh no, like, and also too a lot of, and this, and I don't know, like I'm not gonna speak on other kind of on other lounges or other shops, but it's one of those things where when people come in, you kind of want to direct them,
Yeah.
to like, this just came in, give it a shot,
Yeah.
see how you like it, see if it, the biggest thing is see if it has room in your humidor.
Of course.
You want to say like, see if it has room in your humidor. If you like it, all right, well, guess what? It's now in your rotation because if Patty, calm down, Patty. Yeah, Stanton just striked out again. That's all he does. He fucking hits one or fucking strikes out. He's a fucking walking out. That's all he is. He's a walking fucking out. But yo, what's going on, JB? How you doing, man?
What's up, JB?
So who is your dream guest? That's the one person that you want to have on your show.
Oh man, my dream guest. Gosh, my dream guest would probably been Carlito Fuente. Like I said, I was like starstruck when you guys revealed that you were gonna have him in the shop before that big extravaganza event.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. I said I was ready to drive up to that event. I just couldn't drop $1,000 on the price tag for that event, and I was like, like I said, there's a couple of people that I would absolutely love to have on my show. Like I said, Ricky Rodriguez was on my top 3. Carlito Fuente Jr. is on there. And another guy that I, is on there that I would love to have is Matt Booth.
Mm.
And he just is pure entertainment, you know. And it's there's just guys that are, Carlito and Ricky are just like titans of the industry that are just like synonymous with good cigars. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then of course there's brands that I love that I still can't, that are popular that are chasers right now. Like I've been trying to get for the longest time a newer cigar from Adam Levine, not the singer Adam Levine, but the Australian Adam Levine of League of Fat Bastards. He's super busy. I've been trying to get Nick Melillo on the show, and he just never answers emails or any of his his sales reps.
Yeah, that's one problem that happens a lot too. Is like, when you email people, you don't get responses. You kind of got, like I tell guys all the time, like I reach out to a lot of people and I don't get response, and it's like, dang, it's kind of discouraging. And it's like when they come to the shop, and you're like, when they come to the shop, and I'm like, kind of like, I emailed you, homie.
That was like I said, that was my big thing when I first started reaching out to Sanj. I was like, man, I said my initial contact is always through socials, and which is why I'm like, oh, Sanj, I'd love to have you on the show. You're a local guy, and I love to support local brands, and he would comment, but I would never get responses. But now that I know I can call the shop and have him respond, I said I would love to even come up there and tape in person. Like I said.
What's amazing? The most amazing thing is how often do you have access to a brand owner and you can just call the shop and he answers the phone?
Yeah, that's amazing because not a lot of people anymore.
Yeah. And the one thing too is like, if he's not answering, it's either be me or Rob, and then like call up the son. Here's the man himself.
Yeah.
So, it's not a lot of people that you can actually reach out to, and he's right there. So like don't quote me on don't quote me on the whole 2-month thing. I don't know, but because you never know, they might just show up here tomorrow. So yeah, very,
Yeah, I
very, very.
love I'm telling you, I love these hats. And
Thank you.
it's I love the fact that you brought that up, Val. Thank you so much. Um, you did an amazing job with these hats.
Yeah,
I'm a super fucking hat freak. And
yeah.
if you ask my wife, the three things that I collect way too much of are hats, cigars, and bourbon.
Oh wow.
And so like I literally have, I have probably close to God 50 to 60 hats in my collection right now.
Wow. So
And
when you come up here, I'll give you a couple more when you come up here.
all right,
Yeah.
cheers, sir. Appreciate
No, that's
that.
no.
And
Listen. You know what? The one thing that I love doing is like, especially like me doing it myself. I love the ability of I can go, I see something I like, and I go, that
yeah,
might go together. Like
yeah.
I made one guy John. He's a Steelers fan, so I made him a yellow and black Steelers
Oh,
hat.
nice. All right.
You know, listen, there will never be an Eagles hat made. Just know that.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm
All
not going
right,
to count on
take
it,
care.
but that's okay. But I'm saying like when you were telling me about your project, how you want
Yeah,
to do like a villains line for cigars,
yeah, yeah,
like I would literally buy every single one of those
yeah.
because
Well,
like Bowser right here,
yeah,
this is my spirit animal. I was a Nintendo fan since the beginning.
yeah.
And
So you know,
like
yeah, the next one is gonna be Wario is gonna be next.
yeah,
So
I love
that
what and like I said, that's an instant buy for me. I like
yeah.
literally for me it's an instant buy.
So after Wario, I'm gonna go with Mario and Luigi,
Okay.
and then after Mario and Luigi, I'm probably it's a toss up between a Koopa Trooper, Toad, or a Donkey Kong. So then so
Ooh,
like
ooh, that's
yeah
a good one.
yeah
Ooh,
so
I like the Koopa
yeah
idea.
yeah the Koopa Troopers yeah like it's it's I love the fact that I'm able to express that like this is just my version of art.
Yeah,
You
creativity.
know
And like I
yeah
said, it's amazing that uh when you do something creative, you just expand your brain and because
yeah
you're using what
yeah.
God has given you to uh to intellectually expand your horizons. And I love when people use that creativity to just do things. I was for the longest time I didn't. And you know being able to sit here and talk about cigars and in creative ways has helped me. Like, one of my
Mhm.
big things is also drawing. I love
Mhm.
drawing. Like, I'll go out
Mhm.
and I'm a big photographer. So
Yeah,
I'll go out and I'll shoot pictures of birds or shoot
yeah,
pictures of nature. Then I'll come back and I'll take that picture and I'll draw it in pencil.
that's fire.
So it gives me just a creative outlet to kind of like create stuff.
Up, so you see, you might have to go on WhatsApp and call Nick in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Skinny. Don't you know what the uh the Italian flag Mario? I'll make a special one just for you. You know, Just- so it's and I think and then I think after after I go with the Mario, I think I might do. I was thinking about doing Sagat. It's from Street Fighter. So I was thinking about doing a couple
Hmm.
Street Fighter ones, but also too because it's nostalgia.
Yeah,
It
stuff that
brings
I
back
grew up with
that
when I was a
kid. Yeah,
kid. Yeah, stuff that I
exactly.
grew up when I was in, I'm an 80s kid. This
Yeah,
is, Street Fighter 2,
yeah. Oh man, yeah,
Blanca and
yeah. It
oh, yeah.
it's stuff like that you're like, man, you know what, like people my age will appreciate this, you know, and they'll be
Yeah.
like, man, like, oh, I never even thought about a cigar, like a hat like that,
Yeah.
and also you just want to be able to, and and I want to keep everything small batch. To the most I'll do in that hat would be 150 hats the most. So
Yeah.
like once it's gone, it's gone. You know, like once it's gone, and maybe every now and again, somehow, some way, maybe I found a patch somewhere, and I'm like, yo, I found 5. You know, I made them in black. You know, this way, you know, the people that weren't able to get them the first time can come back around and get it.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, like especially with my family, they think that this is like the only patch that I'm gonna make. It's just the balance, and I'm like, I can't do that because Nintendo's definitely gonna send me a cease and desist. So I have to, you know, like I have to keep switching it up this way. You know, they did it and did it. Don't get a whiff of it. They're like, oh well, you don't want to do a website. No, a website is where they'll go and be like, oh well, we got you. You know, it's much
Yeah, of
easier
course. Yeah.
for me. I feel like to go through Instagram. You know, DM me. I got you.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I'm just happy that everybody's enjoying it and loving it, and you know, just showing support.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, at the end of the day, like I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to make money off of this. You know, I
Yeah.
just want people to enjoy what I come out with.
And that's
So
like I said, and that's the same thing that I have said about my channel. Like I said, I've been
yeah,
around for, Sticks at the Shore has been around for 2 months now, a little over 2 months. And I have over 100 subscribers at this point.
yeah,
And I'm not doing this to get,
yeah,
monetized.
yeah.
I don't even think you can get monetized with cigar
Yeah, you can't.
content on YouTube. So at this point, it's literally just me putting content out there because I like talking about it. I like researching it. I like, talking to owners and talking to blenders and forming
Mm-hmm.
those connections with people. Uh,
Exactly.
and it's just organic growth and word of mouth. And, it's going to be that one at some point. It's going to be that one video that's just going to be like, just going to blow up.
Blow
And,
up. Exactly.
like I said, even if I don't get any, money from it, I don't care. I'm
No,
doing this because I
you don't care
love it.
about that. You don't. No. It's not about the money.
It is what it, like for me, like uh, trying to get trying to get to and talk to as many people as I can is my main goal right now. Um, so like hopefully next year I'll be at PCA. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get into PCA with my media credentials, being able to go on a trip with my wife. We're going to so like I said, we're going to Miami and we are, EP Carrillo has a factory there. El Teton de Bronze has a factory
Yeah.
there.
Oh, they're amazing,
Um,
amazing people.
and then,
Amazing people.
our first stop is Puerto Plata. So
Yeah.
I could get to Santiago where people like L'Aurora is there,
Yeah.
Blackbird is there. There's just a ton of factories
Ton
in
of, yeah.
Santiago. And
Which is
then,
amazing.
yeah, and like I work for a shop. Um, so, we've been talking about possibly going to Honduras to go to
Yeah.
Donley
Yeah.
to go visit Aladino. I'm looking forward to that. There's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Oh, Mark, is the Indian still here? Okay. Yeah.
But like I said, with the channel, like
Yeah.
I appreciate every viewer. I appreciate
Yeah.
every subscriber, whether it's 100 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers or 1,000,000 subscribers. You know, I love everybody that just takes time to watch the videos
You
and,
know,
appreciate what I put out. You know what I
it,
mean?
the best thing about it is after a while they become family. You
Yeah.
know, like and because after a while, like when people watch,
Yeah.
you know, when people watch, it's one of those things where, like after like you get to
Yeah.
know them, and the jokes just become like normal.
Yeah.
So you expect to see them, and when you get a dickhead like Peter,
And it's like I don't know if he's on still right now. I
now
I can't tell if
he's
he's in
still
the
on.
chat,
He,
but
he just
but
he just like
like cigar carpenter Mike
yeah.
has
Mike is cool
has
people,
been
man.
has been uh kind of took me under his wing, kind of helped me out,
Yeah,
would like, hey, you could kind of tweak this with your video, this could be a little different. And I appreciate that. Like I said, I appreciate the feedback. I always appreciate the feedback and getting help from streamers who have now become friends. Like I said, Cigar Carpenter Mike was a big one. So Mike, if you're listening, if you're still here, thank you. You know, I appreciate you, brother. Amazing. And as well as Tim from Cigar Show. Tim
Cigar Show
has
Tim is a
been
great guy.
has been another guy who's kind of
Cigar Show Tim's a good guy.
not, I mean, not help me with, you know, channel stuff, but with getting contacts
Yeah.
and getting a hold of people. Like the whole reason why I reached out to Casa Cuevas
Mhm.
and what is it? Casa Cuevas Founders.
Yeah,
Founders Cigar Company with and
yeah, because the
geez.
owners have found it's what's their names?
Oh, and Jack Tarano as well.
Jack-
You know,
So I don't know if you've seen the pic. I don't know, I brought up earlier, but I sent Hector and I sent Hector and Jack some hats in the Mets color.
yeah, I saw that.
And
Yeah.
they were rocking. I was like, all right, those are my guys right there.
There's a
You
lot
know,
of Tatuaje LEs. Which one was god awful? Cigar Collective. Which one did you not like? Because I actually liked the broadleaf, the new Lancero that just came out. I kind of dig it a little bit, and it sold out super fast, literally everywhere.
You know what the crazy thing about it is, you know, when it comes to they have so many facings, and you know when you have you know YouTube will cancel us all next year. Yeah, hey, Rumble it is.
Yeah, go to Rumble. Yeah. Depends if the feds have their way or not. You know,
Yeah,
we'll see what
exactly.
happens.
Hey, listen, you know what's very, very funny? You can't smoke on TikTok.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you go live on TikTok, you can't smoke.
Yeah.
They block you
Yeah.
like 10 minutes. And I found that super, super, super crazy.
Yeah, there's and it's I'm like it doesn't make any sense to me, you know, with this crackdown on, you know, just
Tobacco.
random shit because you know, I go on TikTok, you know, I'm not a big subscriber of TikTok, but you go on TikTok, you fucking see these half naked ass ladies,
Yeah.
you know, shaking their shit all over the place and like you're not gonna block these guys, but God forbid I smoke one cigar online, like the world's gonna freaking end. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Oh wow,
But
he said the cigar. Yeah, cigar thought. Yeah. Well, you know what? Like, I think all the guys that were doing it for money, they all got banned because they were
yeah.
monetized. You know,
Mhm.
and I feel like, and you know, the newer guys that are on there that aren't doing it for money, you know, it's a you know, it's one of those things where, you know, they don't care because we're not looking to make money. So
Yeah.
to us, to them, we're nobodies.
Yeah.
You know, it becomes a thing when it's like, oh well, he's making money. Okay, well, why? How is he making money? Why is he making money? Who is this
Yeah.
person? You know,
Yeah.
why are we cutting him a check? Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so Gun Lover has a question for you, Robert.
So thanks for the question, Gun Lover. It is not it's not a shop. I don't sell cigars. I am purely a educational YouTube channel that just talks to owners and blenders. And you know, I talk about educational things, different types of cigars, different types of leaves. So that is what Sticks at the Shore is. Like I said, it's just purely an informational YouTube channel. It's not a cigar shop. And then I am located in Ocean County, New Jersey, right in Tom's River. I literally stream 10 minutes from the beach. You know, I grew up here my entire life, and this is where I'm gonna stay probably till I die because of the taxes. But you know, we'll see what happens.
You know,
But yeah, thanks for the question. I appreciate that.
I always tell myself I have to be within an hour of the city. You
Yeah,
know,
and it's great. I said I love Tom's River. I grew up here. It's getting to be a really weird area right now with, certain groups of people moving in, and we're not going to start to go into that, but
yeah, but
it's 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 so centrally located. Like, I'm an hour from Philly, I'm an hour
yeah,
from New York City, I'm an hour from Atlantic City. I'm like 2 hours
you're
from
like
the
right in the middle of everything.
Poconos. I'm literally right in the middle of everything. I'm in
So
a nice big tri-state area.
so one thing I got like Frankie Edgar is from Tom's
Frankie
River.
Eggers from Tom's River. Yep. I've seen
Have
him
you?
many times. I've seen
Okay.
him many times around town and met him, and, gone to events, and, he just is actually just found out he's opening
Mm,
uh, his own BJJ shop in I believe it's in Tom's. I think it's going to be in actual Tom's River. I think he's opening his own BJJ school.
wow. Like it's like because I know he's down there. I know they have a little team down there with him. Edson Barbosa's down
Yeah,
there.
Edson Barbosa. There's what's the other guy's name? There's one more guy that's big with Frankie. They train here a lot too.
It's trying to remember the guy. He's a little guy, right?
He's a bigger guy.
A bigger guy from Tom's River.
Not he's on the same team, not in Tom's
Yeah,
River, but
yeah,
yeah.
I know. Yeah. Like all those guys are down there. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm trying to remember who, but I can't remember. Oh, Peter has a response for
The new Lancero, you can buy the rest of my box. Well, I
you.
appreciate that. I
It's
mean, you could always send it to me. I'll review it on the channel.
it's one it's kind of crazy just how things have changed now that the reviewers are involved and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
and these brand they take what you guys say seriously. So if you
yeah,
guys have a critique, they're watching the review.
yeah,
Like if they're not watching it, it's somebody from the PR team watching. Like, oh well, this person said this. This person.
yeah. And it's good. Some brands are good about that. Like,
Yeah,
you know, I talked extensively with John Huber from Crown Heads,
yeah,
and he takes,
hmm
he's one of the brand owners who, he doesn't really go out to events anymore.
yep,
He's the shop guy now,
yeah,
but he's like, I always take what everybody says, and I
yeah,
take the critique, and I see what can be improved upon if what they're saying is truly, an issue, and I can correct it in future
yeah,
blends. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
there
You know
are
what?
some guys that really do take it to heart, but there are guys that are just like, yeah, I'm just going to make what I'm going to make, and that's just going to be the
If
way
they
it
hit, they
is.
hit you. But I think the one thing too is when it comes to that is especially with like he's at a place now where we can go and spend time with the family.
Yeah.
He has reps. And they can do all the boots on the ground stuff.
Yeah.
He can you know pick amazing blends and
Yeah.
be able to go up and really enjoy life. But
Yeah.
also too like I always talk about his hats and how his hats alone because he seems like an artsy guy.
Yeah. It's his
But
hats are amazing. I
yeah,
think at this point, I have the most amount of Crown Heads hats. Uh, that is my leader for, uh, cigar brands right now. I believe I have like 5 different Crown Heads hats at this point.
wow,
And, he just, it's, and it's like what he says, he honestly means. Like, he just sent me, I don't know how long you've been following me for, if you've looked at any of the past
yeah,
pictures, but
yeah.
he, he just recently sent me some pre-release samples that of
Oh,
something that he's going to be releasing, I believe, in October. And he's like, listen, smoke it, talk to me, tell me what you think, tell me if it needs any tweaking. And, it's an amazing cigar. I can't wait till it comes out. I don't know what's going to be called yet, but it looks like it tastes, it's pretty on point right now. So like I said, he really does, listen, and take into to heart what people say.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like I think and I'm trying to find the best way to kind of word everything. So
No, you're
because
good.
what the one thing like when it comes to this, I prep, but I don't prep. Some people
Yeah,
who,
that's me too.
who
Yeah, no, I
you know
don't prep a ton. I have notes
because
that I go off of, like when I shoot
yeah,
shows, and it's just
because
like, hey, however the conversation's gonna roll, it's gonna roll
that's
that way.
that's how it goes. It's certain things where you know, like I was always try to go and see because like people's pals because you're also a reviewer. So like if you
Yeah.
can go by what you review, what are like your top 5 things you smoked this year alone?
Top 5 things that I've smoked this year. Oh,
This
geez.
year.
One of them has to be the Crown Heads, the Coronetta Maduro
Really?
is one of my favorite sticks of the year so far.
Really?
Yeah, I
I
fucking absolutely love that. I have a box and a half right now of the Cornetto Maduro sitting in my humidor. I
you know what?
fucking love that cigar.
No, that's kind of it because that was one that didn't hit for me at all.
You know what? And it did for some reviewers because I watched a bunch of other
Yeah.
reviews on it. It did for some and it didn't for others.
Uh,
Me, I love the flavor profile on the Cornet Maduro. I absolutely I dug it. And like I said, I ended up getting a box and a half of it and it's like sitting in my humidor.
I like because I love this year's Los Calveras. I like it.
Las Calaveras was good this year. Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
I can't wait for the Decimo Anniversario to come out. He's doing a 10-year stick as well. That hasn't been released yet.
because last year, the La Pastral was in my top 5, and he actually sent
Yeah.
me a box of the TAA exclusive.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
you know, and it was
Uh,
one of those, and I was just like, man, like like that right there,
yeah.
like blew my mind. I couldn't believe. I was like, man, thank you. Like it just shows that he's watching.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
And he's
Yeah.
keeping up.
And then
And
what else is top 5 from you right now? The like you already mentioned it as one of my top 5. The bronze back
yeah,
from Steve Saka is in
I
my
have to
top
I
5.
have to revisit it. I smoked it, and I was like, it's alright.
Yeah.
It did knock my socks off.
Yeah.
But I can always I can always go, and the one good thing is that when we get it back in stock, I can always revisit it
Hmm.
and really see because it I don't because you know how it is, but sometimes you smoke something and it's really good, you go back to it,
Yeah.
it's not that good,
Yeah.
and I guess that day it just wasn't it,
It
and
happens sometimes with what you eat, what you drink,
yeah,
if it is what it is.
yeah,
And
like
then yeah, let's see what else. So I have so far the Cornet Maduro, the bronze back. Um, what else did I smoke that was really good this year? The new Wise Man Maduro blend was really awesome. That
mm.
that foundation blended.
Yeah, you know what?
Um,
I get a lot of mixed reviews from now.
okay.
Because like because people because it's blended out of Garcia now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so a lot of people have like a lot of mixed reviews on that.
What else? Let's see. The Stolen Throne Crook of the Crown.
I haven't smoked that one.
Absolutely fantastic cigar. Stolen Throne Crook of the Crown. Super super fantastic stick. Really nice medium stick. Um, and then my last one, I would say that really had me was the Attic series by West Tampa.
Mm, okay. Yeah,
I
I
think
had that one last year.
those right now are like my favorite top fives. there's a lot that you know that compete for my top 5, but those like right now are like some of my favorites right now.
Mm. This year for me, trying to think of everything that came in this year alone,
Yeah,
and because and we get so much new stuff, and it's kind of hard to keep track of it.
yeah.
Um, and this is a old stick in itself, but there's one from Warp that I keep that I keep smoking. You know,
Which one?
the it's unbanded, and I have to go to the front to get the name of it. But
Hmm.
it's like it's really really good. I really enjoy that one. And then
I just started getting into Warp, so it's
Warp Warp makes you know a few good cigars that I really enjoy.
yeah.
What so it,
What did you think of the Isla de Cocodrilo?
uh from Warp.
Yeah, the new one, the pretty new one that just came out with the one that's
Yeah.
got the crocodiles on it.
Oh,
The Isla de
um,
Cocodrilo.
yeah. So I call it the crocodile, but because
Yeah,
what
the
you yeah.
crocodile. Yeah,
I, um,
because a lot of people like it's funny because I've seen a lot of streamers talk about how that's like in their top 3 of cigars and possibly
really,
like their
that
favorite of the year.
you know what? Like I prefer the bits of Havana over that one.
Okay, yeah, I've had that. It's
You
really
know,
good.
like I prefer the bits of Havana over that one.
Yeah.
Um, the Toro size and the I think it's the Del Rey.
Okay.
I mean Don Ronaldo. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So that like the Don Ronaldo was one of my favorites from Warp, and
Yeah.
like the crocodile, I had it one time, and I was like, but that's something, of course, that everybody keeps saying is really good. So I guess I got to go back and revisit it again.
Yeah.
I know Hound Dog loves it,
Yeah.
so I'll always go and bust dogs. I'll always bust his chops about it.
Yeah.
So you know,
But yeah, it's interesting how like you can smoke a cigar, not like it, smoke a cigar, not like it, and then smoke a
yeah,
cigar and then be like, wow, yeah, okay.
yeah. Oh man, God damn. Like it's crazy because I just got 3 calls back to back. My mom, my brother, and my dad just called me,
Uh-oh.
and I'm like, oh my god, like this is, you know. So hold up, let me just text my brother real quick.
I got you. You're good. If anybody here is still watching, just remember to check me out on my channel, Sticks at the Shore, YouTube,
There
Sticks
we
at the
go.
Shore on Instagram.
Yo, yeah, definitely follow. Yeah.
I was just plugging myself while you were away
No,
for
do
a
your
second.
thing,
So
man. Yeah, do your thing, man.
for your
Plug yourself.
viewers.
Yeah, man.
No, it's all right. Like I
Give
said,
give, give
if
him a yeah,
anybody
give him a
yeah,
follow.
if anybody wants to follow me, like I said, it's what is shown on the screen. That's my handle. That's my Instagram handle. That's my YouTube channel name. So, come check me out.
Yeah, like
Everything's good.
everything's good.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, like, we didn't be like, we got to get off. We're gonna, I
Yeah.
got to call Ma.
Nah, I'll call him back. And my brother's sending me images now. Oh my god. He's called me back to back to back. So I actually got to end this one 15 minutes early, which is kind of crazy. But you guys, Robert, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
No problem at all, man. This is kind of kind of sucks that it has to end this way.
Ah,
But
no
you
worries,
know,
man.
but
Take care of business. Family's more
yeah,
important.
family, yeah, I know. But I will definitely have you back on again. You know, for sure. So I'm definitely gonna have you back on again, and probably maybe next month or 2 months after that, have you back on, see what you're up to, see what you get into, and also too, I'll be seeing you soon. So
Yeah, I gotta come up in the next week or
yeah, man, you
two.
gotta come up.
I'll
Yeah,
call the shop and visit.
or we'll schedule it one day where I'll come down there. So
Yeah, no worries. I got
you
plenty
know,
of places to hang out here.
yeah. So you know, I come take the train down.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. So you guys follow Robert. You know the routine. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. Big Guilty Cigar Podcast. You know the vibes already. Peace.
Bye, guys.
Peace.